I'm stress eating right now. What am I stress eating about? Everything and nothing at all. I'm stress eating about the fact that I am stepping into my power. And by me stepping into my power, I'm stepping into surrender. I'm stepping into faith. I'm stepping into trust. I'm stepping into I'm stepping into letting go. Stepping into being vulnerable. I'm stepping into being transparent. I'm stepping into being radically honest. I'm stepping into the unknown. And the irony and the paradox and conundrum of that unknown is that I already know what the fuck it is. Intellectually, conceptually, but physically I don't know anything. I don't know anything at all. And it terrifies me. Because what I do know is that I have a message, I have a mission, I have a purpose, I have an assignment. Above all, I have a assignment. And the experience that this human has had and the choices that I as this human have made didn't believe or didn't and doesn't believe in its capability and capacity to do the things in which it knows it's here to do. And when I say it, I'm not separating myself from the totality of my human experience. But I also have to keep in mind that I am not merely or just this human, and that I'm more so embodying it. But that doesn't, again, negate the fact that I am very much in this whole experience. And the human itself is like, bro, book. We're letting go of control, but the control is being controlled. We're letting go of what are people going to think? Because what do we get for thinking about what the fuck they're thinking about? Nothing. And a lot of times people aren't even thinking for themselves. So cut that out. We're letting go of feeling as if we have to know everything. We don't. The only thing that we need to know is all that we need to know. The only thing that we need to know is all that we need to know. Yes, we can learn things along the way, and we're going to learn a lot along the way. That's what experience is for. And the one thing that we need to know above all is that God is the only thing, everything, and through it, all things are done. So what is there? What the fuck are you holding on to? We're letting go of outside validation because we know through the study of ourself, through means of astrology, numerology, human design, shadow work, and things of this nature, that nobody's ever truly going to understand us the way in which we understand ourselves. And that's okay. It's more than okay. It's perfect. It's divinely designed that way. We, the human that I am and the spirit that inhabits this human, have come to that agreement and that understanding that you move how you move, regardless of what's reflected or projected back to you. Move with the intention of harmony, of wholeness. Move with the intention of, I'm working for God. I don't give a fuck about shit else. Move with that intention, like, bro, ain't nothing gonna fucking stop me. Move with the intention that it's already done, because it is and you know it. You don't know how exactly it's going to be done, but you know that it is done. So keep moving. We're letting go of preconceived notions of how enlightened beings are supposed to be showing up in the motherfucking world. You've been enlightened. You've always been enlightened. But that doesn't change the fact that you have still been in a human experience. And so for the human experience wants to hide that light under a bushel. You can't hide it. Even when you try, people are still attracted to it. It's doing you more harm than to just accept and embrace your unique divinity and share it with all, with, I want to say reckless abandon, but I'm not going to say reckless abandon, but reckless abandon. We're letting go of the overwhelm of having all of these great ideas and wanting to fulfill them all at once, and just accepting that all of these great ideas are ours alone to execute, and that they don't have to be done right now, although they are done right now. We can take our time, because what we are building is made to last. What we are building is made to transcend. What we are building is made to, I don't want to say replace the systems, but to be in place of the systems that have been at play for a very long time. In that, letting go can free us up from the anxiety of all that it is that is put on us to motherfucking do, while also being a father, being a husband, being a friend, being a man, whatever all of that is. Like, even though I am all of these things, the thing that I am before all of these things is I am. And now, and this is part of the reason why I even opened up my fucking phone to record, and sharing and dialogue and communicating. More channels of information open up. And so one of the things that I am here on this planet to talk about is identity, or self-concept, as it's often called, and how we have gotten too attached to identity. Of course, identity is a very necessary, or the ability to identify things is a very important aspect of our experience as humans. But when we have become overly identified and attached to these things, whether that thing be human, whether that thing be a man, a woman, a child, a job, a skill, or sexual preference, or gender, whatever it may be, when we have gotten too overly attached to identifying or being that thing, it gets in the way of what we actually are being. It gets in the way of what we actually are, which is being. Because before you were any of that, you were being. Or another word for being, I am. And another word for that is God. Another thing that I am here to bring into the collective consciousness. Well, there's a lot of things in there you're like, man, gotta bring into the collective consciousness. But one is this idea that the second coming is community. And it's not even the second coming, because Jesus had community. Buddha had community. Jesus had the 12 disciples. I don't know off the top of my head what Buddha had. But not only did Jesus have the 12 disciples, their disciples had disciples, and so on and so forth. And other people that weren't even mentioned in the, current canon of the Bible. But the second coming being community is that it's not going to be one figure or one individual that changes everything. That's not even what Jesus wanted. Because is it not written in your law that ye are all gods? Or the simple fact that if you believe you are capable of doing greater things, why the fuck would somebody who is supposed to be the only tell us that if you believe you can do greater than I? Like, because I'm going to the Father, nigga. I'm going to the Father. I don't know why this idea of the second coming is just this guy popping back and being like, hey, yeah, I'm here now. Let's just round 2 fight. No, it's, listen, I done gave y'all the tools. I done gave y'all everything for you guys to come into realization of self, of being, of I am. I've given you everything so that you can be a beacon of light for everybody else. So therefore, more beacons of light creates more beacons of light, creates more beacons of light, creates heaven on motherfucking earth. So the second coming is community. You gotta know that. And you should join my motherfucking cult. Coolest cult God chose to create. Cult of being. And I just happen to be the coolest cult leader God chose to be. You are too. There is no separation. You and I are one. You and I are one. Get it? But let's progress. This kind of goes into the theme around identity, about us overly identifying with things. If you are tuned into this channel, to this expression, into this transmission, to whatever this is, you have undoubtedly have heard the phrase, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. That is the truth. But the whole truth is, not only are we spiritual beings having a human experience, we're not human beings. We are being humans. Now, like I mentioned before, being, I am, God, all the same motherfucking word. So we are God acting out a human experience, or we're God acting through humans. Now, you might think it's nuance or syntax for me to say we're not human beings, we're being human, and you wouldn't be wrong, but you're not fully correct, because if you were to do code, like type in code to program things, if you swapped words, you would get a totally different result than what you would if you were to have them in their rightful place. So the program or the code for human being is putting human before God. I'm gonna just let that sit for a little bit. Human before God. But when you switch it to God being human, or God that is human, you start to run a different program. You start to run a more efficient, more aligned, more divine, more expansive, more perfected, more free, more liberated, more creative, more everything fucking program, anchoring heaven on earth. Excuse me. So that is something I'm here to share with, humanity. That we aren't human beings as much as we are being human. And somewhere along the lines, we got it fucking twisted. Now we're bringing it back into harmony. Did I touch on that? I don't know. And if I haven't, I'm going to touch on it now. Wholeness and harmony. Wholeness and harmony are the new peace and love. Why the fuck do you say that, Trey? Wholeness and harmony is what peace and love are leading to. I'm a wordsmith. Not only am I a wordsmith, I am the word made flesh. Not only did I just share with you in how you program the code determines how the operating system is run or how the program is ran by just shifting from these ideas of peace and love to harmony and wholeness, we bring so much of God's creation into what it already is. Harmony, wholeness. Harmony, wholeness. Harmony is what balance is attempting to get to, an equilibrium. Most people are under the preconception that balance is harmony. No, it's seeking harmony. Harmony is in a league of its own. Enter and understand that. Wholeness is what love is. Because we have so many different expressions of love, because love is as infinite as we are. And love is as infinite as we are because we are what God is, and that is infinite. See you later. Mwah. I love y'all. Love is as infinite as we are because we are what the infinite is. We are what the infinite is. And wholeness allows for the love in which we as humans have grown to understand and express actually is. It's really what unconditional love is. It's really what allowing people to grow and to be and to express and to be themselves. That's what love actually is. It's wholeness. It's not lacking anything. It's not seeking anything. It doesn't need anything. Love doesn't need reciprocity. Well, wholeness doesn't need reciprocity. But love and a lot of these motherfucking factions needs reciprocity. That's cute. That's cute. It's adorable. But that's not it. Excuse me. And as an individual who struggles with this idea of monogamy, non-monogamy, polyamory, all of these things, because I feel very capable of wholeness, of loving unconditionally, but I don't subscribe to any faction, because a lot of what monogamy expounds and what a lot of polyamory and ethical non-monogamy expounds, like, they don't get me wrong, they all serve. No, I see where they're all leading to, or what they mean, what they stand for, and so on and so forth. But for a nigga like me, somebody like me, it's not that I just want to be a rebel for the sake of being a rebel. I just like, something's not right here. And I don't know exactly what the fuck it is, but some, you know what? If I don't know what it is, let me go see what the fuck it is. Let me go experience it. Let me go figure it out. And from my experience, then I'll be able to piecemeal a greater whole, not even piecemeal, to reveal a greater wholeness of how these things are attempting to express themselves. Because a lot of times in these relationship situations, it's like, I have needs. I need, you needy motherfuckers. Like, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I have needs too. You want to know what my needs are? My needs, like, aside from my love languages, which aren't even needs, it's the way in which interfacing allows me to recognize that, oh, you actually care, so on and so forth. But my needs are space and communication. That's all the fuck I need. I need space to grow, to learn, to make mistakes, which aren't even actually mistakes. It's just figuring out or learning. Like, that's it. I just need space to grow and learn. That's it. I need space to grow and learn and experience. That's fucking it. And to communicate what I am learning and growing and experiencing. That's it. That's all I fucking need. That's all I need. Do I want to get in like the fleshly shit? I mean, yeah, come on now. Yeah. Look. I need the earthly things, but I don't need that. I enjoy that. There's a difference. There's a slight difference, but we think we need those things because we have identified ourselves with things. At the beginning of this, I mentioned that I'm coming into my power. And my power is loud. I don't even know how, I have no idea the range of my power because I have never wielded my power in its totality. I have always been afraid of my power. I've always felt powerless. I have always felt as if I actually used it, I would destroy everything. But that's what the fuck I'm here for. Not to destroy it and just leave it barren and fucked up. It's already barren and fucked up. I'm here to just jingle this motherfucker and then help with the solution on putting it back together. Gotcha. That's the whole fucking that's the whole reason I'm fucking here, bro. I do not exist. I'm more or less a vehicle, a vessel for the infinite, a figment of a filament, the infinite's imagined, and the thought became things, thinking things into the manifest. If you don't know, I have the gift of being able to rap. I put these thoughts on music and I promote it. Barely, because I was always in my head about people not getting what I have to give and not being understood. Now, like I've said before, we're letting go of all of that. We're letting go of all of that. All we're doing is just returning to source. This whole journey, and everybody who's talking about healing, yes, we are all healing. Don't get me misconstrued or fucked up. The human of me is healing a lot. That's why I started this motherfucker eating all of the motherfucking chips, because let me address my human. No, I could say I was, because I'm not saying I am. There's a subtle difference. There's a subtle difference. Identity and subtlety is everything. It's everything. But I progress. I, as Trey Manuel GooDCalEl, the human, have been very afraid to speak in this way because I don't have all the answers, but I want to have all the answers, and people look at me as if I have all the answers. A conundrum, a paradox that I observe and I know and I'm aware of. But then the next part of that is just like, okay, it's okay not to know. It's okay to it's okay not to know. You're going to learn. And if people do ask, bro, just be like, what you can explain it. What you can't, don't worry about it. And if motherfuckers got something to say in the negative about you being very transparent about this whole entire human experience that you're sharing with these motherfuckers for the sake of everybody, fuck they bitch. It's not even fuck them. Fuck they bitch. Unless they bitch is a dude. I don't want to fuck dudes. I'm good on that. I'm straight in that way. Identification. Oh, the subtle difference between the world and Earth. There's a subtle difference between the world and Earth. Earth is a living, breathing, beautiful, majestic, intelligent creation of the Most High God. The world is the valley of the shadow of death. It is the concept, the constructs of our egos, or more specifically, our lesser ego. Our lesser ego that has created a world around us to keep us safe. Not necessarily safe, but to keep things running smoothly. Without too many hiccups. But all of that shit is coming to a head. That's why we are experiencing the things that we are experiencing in the ways in which we are experiencing them. wars, genocides. Everything is being brought to the front because what kept us safe before was ignorance. And that shit is not bliss, buddy. It's never been. Our biggest motherfucking op as a collective, our biggest op as a collective, ignorance, self-hate. Ignorance, self-hate. Everything else falls within ignorance and self-hate. Almost like everything else almost falls into identification or self-identification. Because if you identify wrongly or in error, then you have to run that program. But if you identify in alignment, you are running a higher program, a more aligned program, a more fulfilling program. Now, I ain't to say it ain't gonna have its hiccups, because shit, it can. But when you are identifying with the thing that you actually are, shit ain't shit, man. But the subtle difference between Earth and the world is Earth is the platform, the plane of existence, the grid, if you will, that this construct of the world is playing on. Earth is neutral than a bitch, but she will preserve herself when the world gets too out of motherfucking whack by showing the world that, hey, y'all niggas is getting too out of whack, causing natural disasters. Not all natural disasters are natural disasters, but I ain't gonna get into all of that on this one, bro. This is a long ass motherfucking video, and I'm gonna edit this, but it's still gonna be long. What else? I don't even know. Like, there's so much, man, that goes on in this brain, bro, that goes on in this heart, that's radiating in this motherfucking energy of mine, that I have to share with the world. It's a part of my mission. It's a part of my assignment. It's a part of who I am. Oh, that felt good to say. It's a part of who I am. It's not even it's a part that God plays in the play of God. It's the role God plays in the role or in the story of God returning to itself through everybody else. If you are here, if you are interested at all in cultivating consciousness, creativity, community, and commerce that is more in alignment than what the world has given us, stick around, man. Because our religion is to be in the cult of being. There is no isms, baby, just being. And simply returning to harmony and wholeness in harmony and wholeness may seem like a tall order to the humans, but when you're being human, you just know that it's part of course. My name is GooDCalEl, the coolest cult leader God chose to motherfucking be. Why? Because I am. And I'm glad that I got this off my motherfucking chest. I'm grateful that I got this off my motherfucking chest. Now I just gotta motherfucking edit it, put it on my motherfucking YouTube, and just keep building from here, baby. If you want to support me in this mission in any way, shape, or form, please listen to my music. Purchase it off Bandcamp. Go get you some of this Our Religion Is To Be or some Be Greater Than Ever. I will be rolling out more things as time comes. But if you look to support me in doing this work, so I can do this work for real, and live this life for real, these are my offerings to you. And with that said, in harmony and wholeness, stay rooted.